Good afternoon. This is Point of View with Shirley Polk. It's a wonderful day. This is the 25th of May in the year 2017, and it is a wonderful day. God has made this day, and I'm rejoicing and I'm glad in this day. If it had not been for the Lord, where would I be? I would be non existent. I wouldn't be here to talk to you today. I would not have this opportunity to be on Point of View and be the host of Point of View. And this is my third year. It's almost 3 years. Point of View with Shirley Polk. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to talk about jealousy. Jealousy. Okay? And there are some scriptures that I want to bring up right away. I went to WikiHow and I found out some points about jealousy, and there are 3 ways to handle jealousy. But the Bible, there are 2 scriptures I want to read for jealousy. This is Proverbs, the 6th chapter and the 34th verse. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Solomon 8 verse 6, set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath a most vehement heat. I said two, so I'll just leave it alone because I can get into these scriptures and I can really go. What is jealousy? Jealousy is a resentment against a rival, a person enjoying success or advantage. People get mad because people are successful and they have an advantage. It seems they have an advantage in life. And instead of trying to do for themselves, they get jealous of a person that is blessed. And it just makes no sense to me because there's enough to go around. There's enough goodness, there's enough success for every human being on this world to enjoy. We don't have to be jealous and envious of each other. We can do our own thing and we can be happy. But instead, there's so much jealousy. That's why there's so much death. There's all kinds of confusion and everything because of jealousy. It's a mental uneasiness from suspicion of fear or rivalry, or unfaithfulness, etc., as in love and different aims and things like that. Jealousy is something else. It's something else. And so we want to learn how to deal with it. If you don't know how to deal with it, okay, we're going to learn how to deal with it together. And if you do know how to deal with it, that's good. You can call me here, 214-403-7563, Point of View with Shirley Polk. You can leave a message. If I get to the phone in time, I'll answer it. Or you can text me. You can get me on YouTube, Ustream, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and there might be somewhere else you can find me too. But I'm going to go ahead and go into WikiHow. We're going to talk about jealousy, and I'm going to bring up my font here. I hope I can get that up here. Sometimes when I don't do things a lot, I have to deal with this. Okay, let me go ahead and do this. Let me scroll up a little bit. How to handle jealousy. And there are 3 phases: handling your own jealousy, handling another's jealousy, and handling childhood sibling rivalry. And jealousy can ruin your peace and end relationships. It can also be a signal that it's time to make a change. Rather than letting jealousy infect your relationship with others, use its appearance as a reason to better understand yourself, okay? And if you're having to deal with the jealousy of others, draw clear boundaries and protect yourself. And I tell people, protect yourself. Handling your own jealousy. And do we get jealous sometimes? Even if we're not the jealous type of person, that spirit of jealousy will try to enter in. And we have to rebuke that spirit in the name of Jesus, okay? Handling your own jealousy. Understand the emotion of jealousy. There's a, what is it? Should I say scientific or should I say, a natural side to jealousy. Okay, there's a spiritual side that helps us to deal with this jealousy, but we have to take them both and use them together. All right, in situations. All right, understand the emotion of jealousy. Jealousy is a complex emotion that can include many others. You hear that? Many other emotions. It can include fear, loss, anger, envy, sorrow, betrayal, inadequacy, and humiliation. Let me check my camera. I went through a whole webcast a few minutes ago and only had 2 minutes of it, so I'm doing it again. Notice the way your body is registering your emotions. Fear sometimes feels like a dropping of or clutching sensation in your chest and stomach, while anger often manifests itself as a burning, tight sensation in your head and arms. So they even go so far as to tell us how it feels. Scientific people have studied this. Understand the emotion of jealousy. Jealousy is a complex emotion. Okay, we want to make sure we remember that. Tackle your feelings. Learn to question your jealousy every time it emerges. For example, say to yourself, is this jealousy because I feel afraid or angry? Why am I feeling fear and anger here? Ask yourself, talk to yourself. When you begin to question what makes you jealous in the moment, you can begin to take positive steps to manage the feelings constructively without the cloud of negative emotion that typically accompanies jealousy. All right? Now, let's go to number 3. Get to the root of jealousy. See, if we don't get to the root of the cause, then we're just kind of like, what, we're spinning our wheel. We're just going round and round and accomplishing nothing, not much of anything. We need to get to the root of the jealousy. What's the cause of this jealousy? It can be hard to admit that you're having negative feelings, and it might be tempting to blame them on another person. Avoid this by taking a compassionate look at your own jealousy. Take a compassionate. You have to own up to it first. You have to realize and accept the fact that I'm feeling some kind of jealousy here. And then tell yourself, I want to know why. Why am I feeling like this? Talk to yourself, not out loud and be belligerent and all of that and distracting and all that. Don't do that. But you know what I'm talking about, okay? Look at all the emotions you feel within your jealousy and think about the cause of each one of them. All right? For instance, if you feel jealousy of your partner's friend, think of the ways these emotions might fit in a sentence. Okay? You might feel fear because you don't want to lose your partner, and perhaps because you have lost a partner in the past. All right? And many of us have. Okay? So sorrow at the thought of the loss, a sense of betrayal because you feel your partner owes you full attention, and a sense of inadequacy because you aren't sure you're worthy of love. And those feelings can pop up, and they do pop up. But let me tell you something. You are worthy of love. First of all, you have to love yourself. Love yourself. Now we're talking about handling your own jealousy. So write down memories that you may have that have aggravated these feelings. For instance, you may feel fear of losing your partner because your last breakup was really painful, and you're frightened of going through a similar experience. And I can understand that. You may feel unworthy of love because you had a neglectful parent. So many things can come into play and have you feeling like you feel. And unless you get to the root of it, you will never know. So examine yourself. Why am I feeling like this? Handling your own jealousy. Number 4, choose to believe. Trust the people you love. Choose trust over distrust. Unless you have hard evidence that someone lies to you, trust. Do not go snooping for evidence, but take your loved one at his or her word. Jealousy can hurt your relationship only if you bury it and blame your feelings on others. And see, that's what happens. So many people blame it on somebody else instead of looking and acknowledging the fact that this is coming from me. This is coming from me. But it's so much easier to let it transfer. Okay? So much easier. But we're being honest with ourselves today. Apologize and explain. Say something like, I'm sorry for bothering you about your friendship with Jay. It's not that I don't trust you. I was just feeling insecure. Thank you for listening to me. Now, this will often be sufficient to give both of you the space to discuss what had just taken place. A recognition of your insecurities and the need to be more open together about what you're going through. Be open about it. You have to talk it out. So many people have broken up. Relationships have been lost because of misunderstanding. Why is there a misunderstanding? Because they don't talk it out and get a full understanding of what happened or what's happening. So many can be saved if we just talk about it. Talk about it. All right? Open up about your jealousy. Sharing your true feelings with your friend or partner can help you build a stronger relationship. It will also empower him or her to point out when you make unreasonable, jealous demands. See, when you have a relationship like that that's fair and honest, you can make it. Oh, yes, you can. Though it can be vulnerable to admit to feelings of jealousy, a relationship built on honesty is going to be stronger than one built on subterfuge. Okay? Avoid passing on blame to the other person. He or she did not cause your feelings. You have to understand that he or she did not cause your feelings. So don't blame somebody else. Own up to it and do something about it. Okay? Now, and you alone are responsible for your behavior. You alone are responsible for your behavior. Stick to the I, that's the letter I, statements rather than saying anything that smacks of you make me feel. That's blaming somebody else. But say, I feel this way because, or because I think, but don't just say, you make me feel like this. You make me act like this. All right? Now, be aware that how you perceive situations may be completely at odds with how the other person saw them. Commit to listening when your partner speaks, even if you disagree. You've got to let them talk. Some people, they want to do all the talking. They don't want anybody else to say anything. Get help. If you have physically harmed, yelled at, or stalked your partner, separate yourself from them immediately and get professional help. Ask your doctor for a referral to see a therapist or take an anger management class. Do it. But if you hit them, if they didn't get to 911 before somebody else got to you, you need some serious, serious help. You need to get some help. Because I feel like if a person harms you the first time, I feel like they'll harm you the second time. So, if you have done that, someone has done it to you, get some help, okay? All right. You know what? I'm going to go into handling another's jealousy. Handling someone else's jealousy. Now, we talked about handling our own jealousy. Now we're talking about handling someone else's jealousy. Learn the difference between love and jealousy, okay? Learn the difference between love and jealousy. Jealousy is not love, and feeling jealousy does not mean that you are in love. Some people mistake jealousy as an act of love when it's really an act of insecurity and or lack of control. People who get jealous tend to be insecure and to have feelings of shame as well. Now, this, this has been researched, okay? And I'm getting this from WikiHow. 2, draw boundaries with a jealous partner or friend. You must draw boundaries. I cannot stress this enough. If your partner is acting out due to jealousy, draw lines. Okay, do not answer questions you're not comfortable answering. Do not cancel plans with your friends or cut off contact with someone who matters to you. Isolation is a type. It's the first step. It's the first step, okay, of abuse. It could be isolation. When they cut you off from someone you love, you're in a whole lot of trouble from your loved ones, okay? I must take a drink. I have the fan on. Gently and firmly explain. I will answer your questions, but only once. I will not give you the same answer over and over. Now, I'm telling you, if you know this person and you know how infuriated they can get, if you know their temperament, this might be a good thing for you to say, I'll just answer you once, but after that, I'm not going to say it over and over again. Okay? If you need to get up and get out of there, you do just that. And don't announce that you're getting up and getting out. It depends on the person's temperament and the situation you're in. You might have to get out of there right that split second. Okay? Now, I will listen to how you feel, but I will not isolate myself from the people I love. If you throw things or yell, I will leave the house and spend the night at my parents' house. Now, I don't think that's wise either. Do not tell the person where you're going. And as a matter of fact, I wouldn't say, I'm leaving. If you do that again, I'm leaving here. Then, yeah, they already know what your intentions are. Then they do it again, and then they're going to stop you from leaving there one way or the other. So you have to use wisdom. You have to use that wisdom. You have to be careful. You have to be smart. You have to be tactful. But you have to think about you. If you have children, have the plan in place. And if you have to grab if you got 2 or 3 children, you can grab those hands, 2 hands with one hand and the other one with one hand. Whatever you have to do, get them and go. All right, now that's what I say. Because I've witnessed too many things, as a matter of fact, of how people have been hurt and how people have been killed by a jealous husband or a jealous wife or a jealous, they call them boyfriends and girlfriends, or significant other, because they told them, if you do that again, I'm going to leave. And then when you're getting ready to leave and you're packing stuff and going, well, I'm leaving you tonight and all that, baby, you get out of there. I know one woman told me that she left her husband in her nightgown, no shoes on, no clothes, but she left there and her life was spared. And now she's doing very well decades later because God brought her back. She got what she had and even more than what she had. But she was desperate to live. And she left the house in a nightgown and no shoes so that her life could be spared. And sometimes we have to do that. This is no game. This is no game. Okay? If you do not tell how you feel, but your soul could give me the silent treatment, I will tell you how that makes me feel, and then I will leave the house until you call me and see, okay. Now, while you're saying all that, you could be getting out of there. I'm serious about this. I'm serious about this. I'm serious about this. I don't want anybody to lose their lives. I've been a victim of abuse, physically, mentally, emotionally, but God blessed me out of it, and I thank Him for it. And I can tell you, and like my sister said, get some younger, okay? But you have to be smart about it. You have to be tactful. You have to be wise. And then also there's a scripture in the Bible that says, agree with thine adversary quickly. Then there's another one that says, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So keep your cool, keep your calm, and be planning in your head all along. And most of all, you be praying to God to spare your lives and your loved ones' lives and your children, whoever you need to take with you. You ask God for that. Some people may say, well, you're supposed to stay there. You're supposed to suffer that marriage. You're not supposed to get a divorce. You're not supposed to separate. I say, whatever saves your life, you do it. Let the people talk. Let them say whatever they want to say. But you do what you have to do to save and spare your life, your children's lives, your loved ones' lives, whoever is in this. You save yourself and save them too. And I remember there's a saying that we have, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You just do what you have to do. All right. Whew, I get it when those subjects come up. When you've been through it and you can think of the things that you could have done. And then you think about it, and some people say, well, he hit me, or she hit me once. She won't do it again. They love me. This thing is telling you, you're able to tell the difference between jealousy and love. If someone loves you, they're not going to mistreat you. And I can, if they love themselves, do they beat themselves and cuss themselves out and mistreat themselves? Do they do it to themselves? They love themselves. So if they love you, they're going to treat you like they treat themselves. So make sure you can understand being in love and jealousy, the difference in the two. All right? And you don't have to sit there and take it trying to figure it out. Get out and then think about it later. All right. Don't accept abuse. Do not assume responsibility for things you did not do. It may be easier to apologize and blame yourself when you are blamed for another's behavior. Okay? So however you know your own emotions, you do. You know you. All right? So don't let anyone convince you into believing that you were flirting when you were not flirting. I saw you looking at him. I saw him looking at you. I saw you looking at her. I saw her looking at you. And then he winked his eye. She winked her eye at you. And you just grinning and going, I know all about that stuff. I'm telling you. I know all about it. Let me tell you, do not put up with that abuse. Do not put up with it, okay? Get away as quick as you can. All right. Be wise. And remember, I keep saying, you be wise, be tactful, be smart about it, be discreet, have your plan in place. Don't tell what you're planning, okay? And do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. That's the scripture. So if you keep things as cool as you possibly can, as cool as you possibly can, while you still have that plan in your mind, and then you execute that plan at your first opportunity. Do what you have to do to survive. Okay? Now, don't let anybody tell you you were doing something and make you own up to something that you were not doing. Because if you don't own up to it, they're going to be upset anyway. If you do own up to it, they're going to be even more upset. So you're condemned if you do and condemned if you don't. All right? Now, listen calmly to your partner if he or she can use the I statements, but do not subject yourself to a barrage of accusations. If your partner physically restrains you, hurts you, or breaks things, leave him or her. Now, I've said my part on my point of view. Now, WikiHow is saying this, okay? All right, now. Get some yonder. Number 4, get help. If you feel in any way threatened by a partner or other person who is jealous of you, get away from them if you can. Jealousy is the leading cause of spousal murders and is a typical component of spousal battery. You can get out of the house if your partner is physically aggressive. They call 911 and they have the domestic abuse hotline, which is 800-522-3304, but it's quicker to call 911. That's just three things you have to punch. And then they have that emergency thing on your phone too, that little emergency button. Hit that button while you're running, crawling, whatever you have to do, but get somewhere safe. I'm telling you, God will take care of you. All right, handling sibling rivalry. Now, I'm just going to talk through this as sibling rivalry all over the world. And I say we didn't have sibling rivalry in our family. I don't recall any of it. I don't recall any sibling rivalry, but in some families, the children fuss and fight, and they're abusive to each other because they're vying for their parents' love or they're vying for material things. And then the parents have to be wise enough to share the time equally with each of the children. So you set aside time, set up, appointments, and enjoy and share the interests of each one of your children. Spend time with those children, okay? And children, love your siblings and stick together like our parents taught us. You love each other and you help each other. You stick together no matter what. I love you. This is Point of View with Shirley Polk. Enjoy the remainder of your day. 214-403-7563. The Point of View 1 at yahoo.com. All right, this is a day that God has made, and I am rejoicing and I'm glad in it, and I'm so happy to share with you today. And if you have your point of view, you can call me and give me your point of view. If you have subjects you would like for me to cover, I will be so happy to cover those subjects, and we can talk about those, and you can call me and we can discuss those. If I'm not live at the point of time that you call, then I can always mention you and talk with you on my live broadcast. Okay, I love you. Enjoy your day. God loves you.